Just got an in-game notification that Ant-Man and Wasp are coming to the game. I was at Foxnet Studio yesterday with Casino, saw the kits, saw the animations, and the most exciting thing that I can say at this time about Ant-Man and Wasp is that they are going to be released in a different way. Not Blitz, and not a raid like Deadpool or Thanos, and I'm very excited. And when I can bring you those details, I will. This is a part of a Q&A questionnaire that's put together by Charlie. There is a link in the description if you want to submit questions for this monthly video. This was my most liked video for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I just want to thank everyone for liking that video. And we're going to do the same thing for Marvel Strikeforce. Before we get into the Q&A, I want to go over a post on Reddit. And this was a post by Casino. And the reason why I want to bring your attention to this post is because he did a very good job about wording things that we talked about yesterday at the studio. And he is going to follow up with them and make a video with more specific information than what I'm going to talk about here in this video and on this Reddit post. So definitely check out his YouTube channel. The link is in the description. I've met up with him in person twice, and Josh is an amazing guy. He really knows the game. The highlight of the day for me was the Shield Trooper. And this photo right here is the art director there at Marvel Strikeforce. It was kind of an accident. It wasn't meant to be on purpose, but he actually is the character model for Shield Trooper. And so the joke in the office is that Shield Trooper is not a good character. And so when he is trashed here, everybody tells him that he's trashed here based off Casino's tier system, which is also very good. Again, the information I'm going to bring in this video is going to be super vague, and be sure to check back on his channel when he says, was squad planning thing discussed? Being able to have multiple pre-made teams for use for Blitz or raids for whoever? We definitely talked about that. We also definitely talked about not knowing where you are in the Blitz, whether you're on round 1, 2, 3, or 4. Definitely was brought up. Did they mention any plans for the updates to the Blitz mode? Will they change to the 500 to the top 1% like others suggested? This definitely was discussed. And there was also a discussion of the possibility of the merge of the pre-launch with the global launch players. And actually the global launch Blitz tournament right now, my understanding is the top 500 is actually harder right now than the soft launch players. So there was some discussion about that. No details whatsoever, but it was discussed. Was the change of the Blitz to the top 500 to percent chance discussed? Absolutely, was definitely discussed. What did they say about the lack of communication with the community? This came up way more than once. There's a couple issues with that, and maybe I'll bring them up out right now, is that there's no forums, and they're not really active here on Reddit. And I think the last time they posted on Reddit was about a month ago. And I kind of understand their point of view. No, I don't. I guess I want to talk about developers in general. Because I know this was Casino's first trip there to Foxnet. I've been there 4 times, and actually I added it up. I've been to like 14 different events at developer headquarters, and frankly, they are all numbers people. They're all very smart. They love video games. They love the franchise, but they're all super duper numbers guys, and they look at data. And yes, there are outlets for people to complain, but they are really looking at data and engagement and retention of players. They're looking at data mostly, and I believe that's what they're looking at more than Reddit. And my suggestion is, if you experience a bug or something you're not happy, definitely report it, because your complaint is logged, and if a certain number of people complain about the same thing, it gets moved up in queue. And I can promise you, I've seen this in other games, you know, if they get 10 identical complaints from 10 different people, it gets pushed way to the top. It's all about numbers, and it's all about analytics with them. That's just the way the developers think. They're software engineers. So an anecdotal post on Reddit of someone's opinion is not necessarily quantifiable as opposed to a support ticket. So my suggestion is to fill out support tickets every time you have an issue with the game, because that is looked at and number crunched quite a bit. What did they say about Goldgate? My God. I don't think you guys are going to like their answer. I'll let the developers speak for themselves on this. In my opinion, I think a lot of people are not going to be happy with the answer. I can't wait to see their official response to this, like very soon, hopefully. Anything about Alliance War? I wasn't there for that conversation. In the past, I've heard things about Alliance War, but they didn't say anything to us about it. But I guess Casino brought it up. I must have not been around for that part of the conversation. What about their dollar deals? They seem incredibly expensive and not realistic. Like they don't want the average player to spend money. Makes other games seem inexpensive in comparison. This was discussed at length, and I really like Casino. I spent the evening with him, and I had dinner with him outside of the studios, and we got to hang out for a little bit, just like I did when I was up there in San Francisco. I met up with him then, and he said something to me that was really interesting, and it's something that I kind of intuitively know, but I hadn't heard anybody put it into dollar amount. It's like the most important resource in the game is playing every day, and if you miss a day, you can spend $100 to make that day back. That's about how much $100 in spending gets you, is about 1 day advancement in the game. Number of days played is the biggest resource in this game in getting your collection power up and running. And so Casino and myself are both in a similar place. We will spend money on the game. We're not whales. We're not Krakens. We're not going to max out our accounts. But if there's a pack out there that helps us advance a top tier character up a star level, we're probably in the market to purchase it. Those packs don't exist. None of the packs make any sense to me at all as a value-based player who's willing to spend a little bit of money on the game if I'm going to get something that makes sense to me. There's really no dollar deals that I've seen other than the $9 pack that came out when the game first started, and this one pack that included power cores that had nebula shards in it. And it was basically the same price for the power cores, and I got the nebula shards for free. I don't really get it. It's just, I expressed this to them. It was discussed. And then the next question is talking about the subject of character rebalancing. Character rebalancing we talked about in great detail, and short answer that we got was that small changes can actually offset everything, and so just changing a stat on a character has to be fully tested, and so some things are not that easy to fix. And so the thread goes on and on. Like I said, I expect a more detailed, less vague video from Casino. I'm also trying to work up an interview of one of the developers there. I think that there would be a lot of good information that can be discussed. On with the questionnaire, and I have not looked at this. How do you feel about the way Strikeforce released characters in Blitz? I had a very specific opinion of Blitz before I played the game, and I did not like the Blitz mode because it was modeled after Marvel Contest of Champions, and I didn't really like the way it was in Marvel Contest and Champions. It is a lot different in Marvel Strikeforce, and I can tell you today that it is my favorite game mode of the game, and I absolutely love it. I understand if you're an arena player and you don't like Blitz, I get it. But for me, I like Blitz mode. Now, as far as the way characters are released, in the past, there's been two ways that characters have been released. Blitz, and then also like the legendary events for like Thanos and Deadpool. And I can say on Ant-Man and Wasp, it is going to be different. Can't wait for that. I think everybody's going to like it though. Who are your most expected heroes to come? For now, I think most of the expected heroes to come are going to be for the movie titles. And then also, there's a lot of characters in the game. We're talking about like Ultron, Red Skull, Nick Fury, and so on. I think those heroes, Groot and Star-Lord, will make it to the game at some point sooner than later. Do you have any news about Star-Lord and Groot? Well, there you go. Yes, I did actually talk to them about this, and it has to do with making sure the tuning of the characters matches the NPCs in the game and that the power levels are correct. And then they also have to retune the nodes so that it matches the character. And they're working on it, is my understanding, is Star-Lord and Groot. And I don't know when. There was no timetable for any of these things that they were talking about, hypothetically. Do you think Captain America with his new shield will come to the game? And the answer is I don't know. I haven't seen any duplicate characters yet, like variations of Iron Man or Spider-Man, and there are dozens, believe me. Right now, they've only have one character per outfit, and it's actually kind of like a Strikeforce character. If you look at the Wolverine, you'll notice that he has like a more militaristic Strikeforce look to him. And I'm not sure if they're going to create multiple versions of characters. So to this question right here, do you think that Captain America with his new shield would come to the game? And the answer is I don't know. That is a really good question for next time that I talk to him, but that is something that I did not ask. But right now, they've not done anything like that. Do you think they should add the John Berthal Punisher instead of the Punisher model we have now? Again, I don't know if they're going to have more than one variation of each character. We will have to see. Can you make vids on free-to-play campaign guides, like how to beat hard missions without using rare tunes, excluding the use of Kingpin, Black Widow, etc.? Yes, I would like to make videos about this. Right now, I don't have an easy way of making that. Unfortunately, when I beat a node, and especially if I beat the node 4 or 5 months ago, don't remember how I did it. And so that would require me creating a free-to-play account, and I suspect that there is somebody that has a free-to-play account on YouTube that has already made it or is currently making it. But I would like to make those videos, but right now there's just no logistics for me to go back and dial down my account to beat a node. That about wraps it up. 2 links in the description, Casino's YouTube channel, and then also a link there for questions for future videos. And I just wanted to thank Charlie for helping me make this video. And now it's time for the giveaway. Really hope you liked this video today, because for every single person that likes this video, you will be getting in your account an 8-star one-armed Winter Soldier.
This is not a scam.
Everybody needs one of those. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and keep on gaming.